Welcome back to the Same Wavelength podcast. I am your host, Morgan Elizabeth, and thank you for riding the wave. Sorry there was no episode last week. Again, some stuff has been going on, but we got it all figured out. It's all coming together. It's been a rough month, honestly, and for me, and I think for other people as well. But I am very excited to record an episode today for you guys because it's actually an episode that I was suggested to do when I first started. So when I first started creating this the account, the channel, all that stuff, I made a Instagram poll. Well, not a poll. I made a Instagram questions on my story, and I said, "What would you like to see?" And one of them was, I think it was from my tattoo artist. She asked me to talk about my writing, what I write, what stories I write, all that stuff. And I thought that was really cool. So I don't usually talk about what I write because it makes me nervous. Because I don't really write as often as I would love to. Because I get a lot of writer's block. I'll have an idea and I'll write it down in my notes. But then when it comes to filling out a journal, which I just got this one. I have two Studio Ghibli ones. This is Kiki's, and this is Ponyo. But anyway, usually when I get an idea, I write it down in my notes. And then when I get to writing it in my journal, it doesn't really come out the same way that I had it in my head. So I just kind of give up. But we're not doing that this year. We are not doing that this year. I have a plan in one of my journals that I might talk about, but I'm gonna make it vague. So if anyone is watching, they're like, "Oh, I like that idea. I'm gonna steal it because I'm gonna do it first. And I'm not gonna give her any credit." That's not happening. I got super serious. Okay, so as I'm talking about my journals and my writing, I'll bring up Wattpad because I was a Wattpad girl. I'll bring up stuff I wrote when I was 8 years old when I first started getting into writing. And while doing all that, we're gonna add on to the Tiny Plants Lego collection and make another plant. We're gonna do the red plant today. That's my spot. There it is. So I actually like making the little tiny plants while I'm recording these solo episodes because I think it's more interesting than just seeing me talk straight to the camera. I got a little activity going on for myself, Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was stuff that I did when I was 8. So I think I got my first journal probably I got it, when I was younger, but I remember 8 years old in my head. So that's why I keep saying 8. But I remember, I don't know if this is exactly how it went, but when I was younger, my grandma gave me this book. I don't remember what the book is. And if I saw it out, in public, I probably also would not remember. But I do remember that I got a journal, and I think I rewrote that book in the journal. I must have not liked it for whatever reason. Oh, shit. There we go. Okay. I put the wrong thing on, and I had to take it off without using the orange or the blue thing. Because that's in another bag. But anyway, back to the writing. So, I also remember that in that same journal, I think I wrote stories about Silver Mist and Rosetta from Pixie Hollow. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But of course I was 8. I wrote stories about them just being friends, being neighbors, and them hanging out. When I was younger, I had a friend named Faith who I used to have come over, and we would hang out, and we would pretend that we were Rosetta and Silver Mist, and not in that type of sense, but I thought that was really cute. I really loved the fairies when I was younger, and I still do love fairies, obviously. That's my core right now. But I I don't know how to talk about it. Sorry, I'm not getting distracted. So we would usually hang out, and we would pretend that we were Silver Mist, or sometimes we'll pretend Fawn was in the mix. Like I'll have another friend come over and she'll be Fawn. Like we just really like the fairies. Anywho, um, and then in middle school, high school, middle school. It was definitely middle school. I did not have Wattpad when I was in high school because I that might be a little embarrassing. Um, well, not embarrassing, but like I think that's I don't know. Around that time, Wattpad was seen as like, oh, you read Wattpad and you wrote on Wattpad, girl. Let me tell you, I tell I tell a lot of people who bring up Wattpad this. So, when I was younger, I watched Story 101 for the first time. And I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like living on a college campus with all your friends. And like the campus looks really cool. And like the love stories between them all was really cool. Um, and I wrote a. Well, okay. I don't want to say it was a book. It definitely was not a book. But I wrote a short story. Well, okay, it wasn't a short story. There was chapters. I wrote. I'll just come out and say it, guys. I wrote a fan fiction. About me, like my character. I think her name was Lexi. I wrote a fan fiction about my character, my OC, going to PCA, Pacific Coast Academy. um, and guys, like it was bad. Like I think I went back and reread it a couple times. I think I actually went back and I would like edit it to kind of make it seem like it was not written by a middle schooler. But um, I don't know. I I remember this. Okay, so I remember I like came home one day and I swear to God, my fan fiction, not book, my fan fiction hit like 100K readers. And you know, to little me, I'm like, oh my god, like this can become published. No, girl. I think the only like there's a couple of Wattpad books that became published. I know after, holy shit, the fan fiction about Harry Styles, y'all. And then My Life with the Walter Boys. I think that was also a Wattpad book that now became a Netflix series. Like Netflix came in on all these Wattpad books. Good for them, I guess. Um, but yes, I was a Wattpad girl, and I wrote on there. I also remember like I wrote a lot. I think I was trying to write a One Direction fan fiction with my friend on her account. It wasn't on mine. Thank freaking Jesus it wasn't on mine. But it was on her account and I was just like the co-writer. I feel so embarrassed talking about this. But I wrote the PCA one that did really well, and then I co-wrote the One Direction fan fiction with my friend. And then I also tried like writing I think a romance book, but it didn't really go well. I don't even remember the name of it. I don't remember shit. But I also wrote this book. Well, not book. This I don't know what to call these things. I did a work because I remember when you were writing like in their app or in their website, they were called my works or like my drafts. So I'm gonna call them my works. I don't know why I'm so embarrassed talking about this. It's been so long. But I also like worked on a story called Mental. This was when I thought that I was so cool getting into all that type of stuff. I don't know what type of stuff. But I basically tried to write something about a girl who had schizophrenia and she had to go into a mental ward and she met this guy who murdered people. and it was called Mental. I I don't remember anything about it. I do actually. I have it in my Google Docs. I'm not gonna read that shit. I'm not even gonna go back into that shit. I have like my Google Docs has a ton of my old works or like stuff that I was trying to write that I never got back to. Like I do remember another book that I did on Wattpad. It was called The Roommate Life, and it's kind of like Friends, but it was trying to be like me and my group of friends back in Georgia. We were always saying like, oh, we're gonna move out together, like we're gonna live that friend's life, you know, like it'll be me, like this girl and this girl, and then my crush at the time, and then they would have two random people that they were like, oh, this is gonna be Nash Greer. Like I don't know, some random person, and like oh, I did it wrong, hold on, gotta fix this. But I remember me and my friend would write that, and we would post it onto Wattpad, and no one would read it. I don't think that one got any reads, TBH. Like no one was like, oh, I'm so excited for the next chapter to come out, or like no one commented on anything. But I'm so embarrassed talking about this. Okay, but that's crazy that like I'm bringing this up. I sound so, like middle school me. Holy crap! I don't even know who she is anymore. But we basically wrote like not a fan fiction. Like we were trying to predict our futures of us living together with like other people. And guess what? I'm no longer friends with them. So that didn't happen. But at the time it was like, oh, like this is definitely gonna happen. Like we're gonna go to the fair, and that's where we're gonna have our first kiss. We're gonna like this is gonna be what our rooms look like. We're gonna have a dog. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have that. And like, girl, if we did that now, you better hope to God we had some freaking money. Like I don't know. That's also in my Google Docs, and I don't go back to it anymore. It's kind of, I mean, I don't want to say like it's sad. I mean it is, because I'm no longer friends with them. But it was a time. It was a time. So that was like all my Wattpad stuff. I on my Wattpad, I went by like my pen name. Like my last name is not Elizabeth. Duh. My last name is Bussius. And my middle name is Elizabeth. So whenever I wrote stuff, I always went by Morgan Elizabeth, and now I'm going to buy Morgan Elizabeth on here. I can't get this shit on. Got it. Okay. So my pen name would always be Morgan Elizabeth, because no one was going to be able to pronounce my last name if I ever did a book signing, you know? So this is so stupid. So anyway, I can't believe I'm so embarrassed about this. So that was my Wattpad stuff. I still have stuff that's in my Google Docs that is from Wattpad, but also stuff that I was trying to work on now. Like I actually have a good doc that I still add on to. It's like me creating the score of a movie. So I will listen to songs, and I'll write the song name down and the artist and stuff. And then in like brackets, I'll write the scene that is happening. Like I think I had Forever by Clario. I might be pronouncing her name wrong, but I have that song as like opening credits. And I think that's a freaking good idea. Having that song as an opening credits. I also have like some other songs that are in there. Like I have a Harry Styles song that's supposed to be like you know how in Princess Diaries, like her transformation from Mia to like the princess, or like well, ugly Mia, I guess, like her with glasses. You know, all those transformations in the old days where just you taking off your glasses and be like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, bro. I look prettier with my glasses on, in my opinion. Um, so anyway, I literally wrote like I'll write down songs and I'll make up the scene and I'll write it there so that if I ever were to become a movie director or like anywhere in the movie industry, which I kind of want to do now, which is kind of funny. But if anything like that happened, I'll be like, oh, I got a song for this. I got a scene. I got it. It's all written down. I got it planned. It's good. I got it. Like, I don't know. And the most recent, I'll actually talk about this. So the most recent song that I listened to that I was like, oh, I know exactly where this will be in the movie or in the TV show is My Way by Frank Sinatra, which that song I think is only in 3 movies because I remember when I went to South Carolina, I asked Alexa, I asked Alexa what movies My Way has been in. And it only told me 3. So I think I got a shot at this. I want... Oh, I'm missing a piece. Shit. Oh. Shit, I'm missing a piece. It's okay. We'll get to it soon. But anyway. Right? Yeah. So the My Way. I'm so sorry. I literally lost my train of thought. So I wanted My Way to kind of be like a feminine rage song. You know? Like, I think that song would be great for if the guy did something and now the woman's like, okay, I'm gonna do it my way. For what is a man? Like, I think it's that kind of funny that they're like, for what is a man? What has he got? If not himself? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I think it would be funny to have a woman to have a woman have that song as like a feminine rage song. I don't know what kind of rage to go. Oh, I have it written down in my... I literally have it written down in my notes. Let me read it for you. Okay, so look. So I have My Way, Frank Sinatra, and it's basically a feminine rage scene where they're breaking furniture in slow motion, or a revenge went to plan. So it's zoom in on both characters with opposite expressions on their faces. I know what I'm talking about when I wrote that down. So, like, you know how, so, like, they'll zoom in on 2 different characters, and one looks, like, super, like, upset, mad, or, like, shocked, or, like, you know that yeah. You know that meme of Dan DeVito where he's like, I think that's what it is. But then, like, I'll have, like, the man or the woman have that face. And then the other man or woman, it'll most likely be a woman, because woman, right? Especially now the Academy Awards. Bro, tangent right now. How the fuck did Margot Robbie not get nominated for Barbie? But Ken did. Ryan Gosling did. Fuck the patriarchy, bro. Anyway. So, yeah, it'll most likely be the woman whose revenge went to plan. I think I have a hair in my mouth. No, I don't. Okay. So, it'll be the woman, and she's just kind of, like, smug. She's smug. She's happy. She's like, it went to plan, and I'm the bad guy, and you're bad. You got what you deserve, basically. And she's like, yeah. Like, I like all these plans in my mind. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be amazing. And then I speak it, and I'm like, girl, you have no idea what you're talking about. That's why I don't talk about my writing. Because then, like, I feel like if I talk about it like I am doing right now, I just go a bunch of different places. Like, I don't know. But yeah, one of the works in my Google Docs that I keep going back to. But I also have another one in there. And that one I actually tried working on. It was from like I think 2 years ago, a year ago. I tried working on it. And I don't know where it is now. It's literally not in my mind. But it's in a Google Doc with all the information written about it. So it's supposed to be kind of like, oh no, I had 2 different works. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know one of them was around the time that I worked at Publix, and then this one that I was just talking about is around the time that I started Trader Joe's. That's where I work, in case y'all didn't catch that. But anyway, so the one from Publix I'll talk about. So I didn't even watch this movie, right? I just know what it's about because I kept seeing videos about it. So, you know the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Jim Carrey in it? Yeah, I didn't watch that movie. I need to watch that movie. But I got the gist of it. Like, the girl basically, like, wipes her memory of him. And he's like, why? I might be wrong. But I kind of tried to write something similar where the girl wiped her mind of this guy. Because there's like this technology in her world where you take a pill and your memory is wiped. Like you don't remember a single goddamn thing. And apparently like her father took that pill and now he doesn't remember any of them and then he died. But they remember him. So like I don't know. But the reason she takes the pill is because she had this relationship with this guy and he was like bad. She really loved him and then he must have done something. I don't fucking know. I didn't finish writing it. But he must have done something and then she was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the pill. Now I'm gonna forget about him. But she is also gonna forget about everything else. So then like it's supposed to be like I don't know. I really don't know. Like this is that's what I mean. But I don't want to talk about my ratings because I bring it up and I'm like I don't. Anyway, so he's basically trying to fight for her to be like, no, like our life together was so good. Like I'm sorry to make you feel this way, or like I don't know why I wrote that. Honest to God. And then the one that I was starting to write when I joined Trader Joe's was, I don't even have a title for it. Okay, actually I did. It's called A Shift in Perspective. And basically, I think it was supposed to be like a short film. Like I think I was writing that to be like a short film, like a short story, instead of, like a big movie or like a series or whatever. Oops. So this one, it was Conrad and Maeve. Those were my characters. And they were students in, I want to say, high school. And they're part of the journalism class or the newspaper class. And for the seniors project, I'm literally just going off my freaking dome right now. The senior project was like, you have to interview a senior and write, like, not a story, but like write an interview column about them into the newspaper. I think that's what it is. So the professor or like the teacher encouraged, hey, like really get to know this person. Like don't ask their favorite color. Don't ask like what they want to do when they go to college. Literally like ask the questions that people want to read. Because maybe it won't just be for a newspaper. I don't know. So, Conrad basically was partnered up with Maeve. And Maeve was going through some shit. But Maeve had really good questions to ask Conrad. And Conrad was like, so what do you do? What do you want to do when you go to college? Like, what's your plan for the next 5 years? Whereas hers were like, shit. Oh my god, I remember like when I was writing this, I was so into it. Like I made a Google form and I asked people, like I wrote the questions down that I was gonna have Maeve ask Conrad, and I wrote them in a Google form. And then I sent that form out to like all my friends, and I was like, "Hey, can you answer these for me? Like, I just want like a perspective." And so I had them like answer those questions. I really do not remember those questions right now. I could find a Google form. I'm gonna find a Google form. um, Google form. Maybe that'll give me more information as well. Because I seriously don't remember anything, bro. I don't remember anything about that one. Hello? Why does Google look like this? I'm confused. At this one. At this one. No. This one. Whoa. Whoa. Um. Um. I found it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Hold on. My concept. I'm gonna read this out for y'all. This is crazy. Hi, thank you for showing interest in my little project. If I haven't told you, as I've told some, I'm writing something where two people have to interview each other for an assignment. One actually asks questions while the other observes and writes based on their assumptions. However, when the papers are submitted, one doesn't like how the other wrote them out to be, and they aim to change their view. Anywho, instead of coming up with random answers, I came up with some questions that are easy to answer and some that may be difficult. I'd love if you could answer all of them, but if there's one or two that you just can't, it's fine. Also, I ask if you could please have a long response. You don't have to go into depth. I can't pronounce my THs. This has been an issue since middle school, okay? Sometimes I will not pronounce my THs correctly. Okay. I'm so sorry. For your explanation, but I love to hear everyone's different ideas and perspectives, and I think it'll really help me out. Again, thank you, and let me know how you liked this cooperative thingy, lol. So, here's some of the questions. What is something you know or you think you can do, but other people doubt you? Whoa! Okay, I'm gonna read them all. I think there's 13 questions. Or I think I just got 13 responses. I don't remember. What's your favorite song? What's stopping you from achieving / going after your dreams? Wow. What's the meaning of life? But it's like kind of like in a weird, oh, you can't even read that. It's like lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, uppercase. Yeah. Anyway. What is your favorite color? I actually did ask that. But I said if you have a reason for it, let me know. And then, what's your favorite type of weather? What makes you happy? Is it easier to forgive or forget? I love that question. Like, I really did. Would you go back in time if you were given a chance? Why or why not? This one got really good answers. Like, a lot of people said no, and the answers were really good. How are you feeling at this moment? What's your opinion on secrets? What fictional characters do you relate to? Do you believe in true love? What is the best compliment someone has given you? Someone really, like, I remember with this question, someone gave me a really freaking good response, and I was going to use that. Can't remember right now. How would you describe yourself in 5 words to an alien? And do you give out second chances and why? Aww. The alien one is cute. How would you describe yourself in 5 words to an alien? Aww. I might post... if you're watching this, it might be posted on my Instagram story for you to answer. That's okay. Maybe I'll have to go back to that one. Or do something with that form, because those questions were kind of good. Okay, Morgan. Okay, I see you. I see you. We see each other. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that was the work that I was like writing on a lot, and then I lost it. I think I remember I wrote like 1 chapter, and then I just stopped because I didn't know how else. Like, my thing is, I know the beginning, I know the ending, and then I have like ideas in my head for what'll happen in between, but I can't really write it because I don't want it to be boring, you know? I want it to be interesting. And I don't want filler chapters. I don't want filler episodes, you know? But I know they're necessary now. So maybe that is something I go back to. But oh my gosh, let's talk about my journals, okay? So these are my journals that I am currently using. Currently. I just got this Ponyo one. I just got this literally yesterday, or I think Monday, and I'm excited to write in it. I love this type of journal. I love Studio Ghibli, so I got this one. Then I had this Kiki's Delivery Service one. Oh my gosh! Okay. Oh my gosh. So, I actually wrote in here, like I brought this journal with me to Rhode Island when I went last summer, and I was with my little cousin Olivia, and she had this freaking robot, okay? So she had this little robot that I don't know how to talk about it. It makes me scared. But it was around the time that Five Nights at Freddy's was coming out, like the movie. So I was like, oh my god, an animatronic coming to life. But this robot doll, she called it Marley. I think it was supposed to be named after her dog. But she called this dog Marley, right? And she will like speak to it and it'll repeat what she said. Like it's a mimic doll or a mimic robot, whatever the frick you want to call it. That shit scared me. I didn't like it because it reminded me of the Furby, but Furbies are fucking weird. We all know this. But I remember, my memory is so bad, guys. So she would like play with the doll around me, and I would bring up like, oh, this is like Five Nights at Freddy's, but not. Because it was just in my mind because like robots and shit or animatronics. But I put it in the wrong spot. That's okay. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna write this down because I think this will be a really funny idea because it's kind of like Megan that came out last year, where like the little dog came to life. So I was like, I'm gonna write this down. She's like, oh, can I write something down too? I was like, yeah, of course you can. I'll give you a piece of paper. So I gave her a piece of paper, and she's like, I'm gonna write my dream that I had. And I was like, okay. I have it here. I'm gonna expose her real quick. It is kind of sad. Once upon a time, there was a shark that ate the motor and pooped. I don't remember. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a shark that ate the motor and popped. And then me and my brother had life jackets, and my dad did not have a life jacket. At least we didn't get eaten. But by the big white shark. That is what I am afraid of. Oh. I don't freaking remember this. This is crazy. Mind you, she's like 5, 6, 7. I don't know how old she is. But I'm away from her, okay? I don't know anything about my cousins in Rhode Island, which is super sad. But anyway, I think this was supposed to be based off a dream that she had. And then she's like, this is what I'm afraid of sharks because of this dream that I had. I was like, okay. So I told her, I'm going to keep this forever. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see it somewhere. I love her. I really do. I just don't know what I will use it for. So I just have it because, you know, I'm going to keep shit that people give me. Anyway. So I had those 2 journals. And then I got this. A Stitch journal. I got this from Nicole for Christmas. And she said you can use it for your podcast. You can use it for whatever. I think I'm going to use this as like a planner type thing because of this. So maybe it will be kind of for my podcast. But the problem is I already have a journal for my podcast. I can't have 3 dozen journals just for my podcast. Okay? Speaking of podcast journal, I'll show you that one before I show you the... Oh no! All my stuff! Shoot! It's okay, I don't need that piece for a while. Okay, so this I got myself. It says good things are coming. And I want to use this journal as my podcast journal. See, I have some stickers here. So these stickers, oh my gosh, so I go to the Indie Craft Bazaar like every other month when it comes. There's this little guy that makes stickers, like these really rad stickers. I don't remember his name. When I remember his name, I'll let you know. But I have like journal, like I think I like this journal the most. So you see how in the corner it has like the month, then it has every day. So I could just circle it instead of having to. I don't know. I really like this journal. So I have written down like topics that I want to do, like little games. Like over here, I have like We Are Not Really Strangers, which I already did. The TV movie reviews of the month, lunchtime special. I really want to do this, where I basically talked about places that I love to go to eat, but I haven't gone out in so long. And then I have tier lists. The only tier list I've ever done is the Halloween candy one. Rosebud Thorn, which I still use. And then over here are hauls and unboxing. I actually really want to do a Sony Angel unboxing, but I want to wait because I was supposed to get the Valentine's Day Sony Angel collection and they sold out, and I was so upset. So upset, guys. I'm breaking stuff. That's how upset I was. So, yeah. And then over here on the next page, forget this is from my old journal. I have all the, like, this is my guest book. I have all the people who are going to be guests. And I had people, oh my gosh. These are people that did not show up. These are people who did. Like, we have Johnny, Kristen, Nicole, Sydney, Jason, my Bowie friend, Sarah. And then we're going to have Julian on. We're going to have The Supply. I'm so excited for that one. Anyway, I don't have a date, and I'm not gonna write the date until it happens. So anyway, that's my podcast journal. More to add eventually. This is my writing journal. I bring this everywhere I go. I write in this. I have the most stickers. Like, this is the one I pay the most attention to. I have stickers everywhere. I love this one. I also keep a card that my boyfriend gave me in here. And this is also given to me from Olivia. There's also something else in here. What's this? Let's see. Oh! Okay. Okay, I can show you this. I can show you this. Okay. So, I applied to Disney, in September last year for a story editor, and I didn't get it, obviously. But I had written down like all my story concepts. Like, I had I have here I was like so shocked that I have this still. The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind one. It's a fantasy. The title is TBD. A new form of technology has been invented that allows you to erase unwanted memories in exchange for a shorter life expectancy. What? I don't remember that. The fuck? And then, wow. Okay. Oh, this is the one from Publix. Okay. And then the characters were Emma B, Oscar C, and then scientists. Okay. Anyway, and then I have this one, the shift in perspective, the Q&A and Google. Yep. Okay. Shift in perspective. 2 students assigned to interview each other. One asks while the other observes and writes based on assumptions. When one submitted, that one doesn't like the other. Yep. And then the characters are Maeve and Column, not the other person I was talking about. And it's supposed to be, it's supposed to go to Netflix. Okay, girl. Reaching for the stars there. And then here's my inspired by a song playlist thing. Like, I have opening credits, I have a party club or bar music, I have an important event or loss, and then romantic montage. I'm gonna say one from every single one. So in the opening credits, actually, I really like my opening credits ones. I think I should add more to that one. So I have Forever from Clario, I have Model Buses by Lovejoy, and I have Chemical by Post Malone. And then in the party club music, bar music thing, I have She by Harry Styles, Voulez-Vous by ABBA, and Sophia by TMG. Interesting. Important event or loss, I have Forever/End by Eden. I have I Wish You Roses by Kelly Uchis, and I have Your Sister Was Right by Wilbur Soot. And then The romantic montage, I have Glue Song by Biba Doobie, Sweet slash I Thought by Tyler the Creator, and then 3005 by Charles Gambino. I have other songs in my Google Doc, but these were, I guess, when I was writing, those were the ones that immediately came to my head. So, those were some that I guess I wrote down in my journal, and I just kept it in here in my little envelope. But they're going away now. I don't keep shit like that. You know, I get embarrassed. These two are also from that sticker thing, and these are like Trader Joe stickers. And I get the other stickers, like this is Sarah's, this is Tate's. I get all like these type of stickers from Tate's. And then this is Chubby Bunny Tats, also another tattoo artist. Anyway, so, this is the one I'm currently working on. It's called If Eyes Could Talk, and it's supposed to be a Netflix series or a Netflix film. I kind of want it to be like a Netflix series. I think it'll be better that way. Basically, it's this girl named Marina who owns a flower shop that's also mixed with a bookstore and a cafe. Every woman's dream to own a flower shop that's also a bookstore that's also a cafe. Oh my gosh, that is a dream. Anyway, so I have this girl owns one, and she meets this guy named Joseph who works at the cafe. They become friends, and then lovers, I guess, I don't know. And then she meets other people, like she meets Alexo, who is an artist, and she meets Nate, which is a music artist, and then she meets other people, and she tells her friend Courtney all about this, and maybe her best friend is bedridden or something. I don't fucking know. But that's something I'm currently working on, because I don't know. Oh, I was like literally starting to write it. Oh shit. Okay. Maybe I should get back to that. That's my thing. Like I write it, and then I kind of lose track of what I was writing, and I stop writing. I think I should do what other writers do and go to a cabin somewhere and just write until I'm done. I don't know. I'm kind of losing track right now. I'm turning red, guys. I'm okay. Anyway. I write the most in my notes right now, like in my notes app. And just recently, my iOS updated, and now I have like this journal app. I don't know if everybody else has that journal app. I'm gonna be using it. But in my notes, I have like little things. Like I have the If Eyes Could Talk title in there, because when I came up with it, I was literally asleep, and I woke up, I wrote it down, and I went back to sleep. But I have a locked note that it's just random ideas that just come to me, and some of them are like not safe for work. Well, not safe for work, but like I don't know how to explain it. It's not safe for work. It's safe for, I think. One of them's not. Yeah, one of them's not. The other ones are just kind of spicy, like a romance spicy. I don't know. But I don't know why, like, the first note is so innocent, and then the rest are like, oh, these are ideas I have of something I want to see in a romance book or a romance movie, and I'm embarrassed to share it. So if anyone looks through my notes, it's locked. So you can't get into it. But I'll read the first one. I wish streaming services like Netflix and Hulu and HBO would have like a category on the side where you can search through romance tropes. You know, like if you want to watch something with enemies to lovers in it, just look up enemies to lovers in the romance category. And you can get suggestions. Like, I don't really know any enemies to lovers tropes right now. But, like, I'm gonna think about Bridgerton right now. So, I think Forbidden Love was the season 2 trope. And then Fake Dating was the first one, or the first season. And then Queen Charlotte was, like, or I don't know. I want to say enemies to lovers, but they weren't. They loved each other from the start. I loved you since the moment you tried to climb over the wall that day. I don't remember. It's sorry. But I think it would be cool if streaming services had like their romance stuff categorized by the tropes. You know, I think the book talk girlies would love that. I don't know what I see anymore. I'm so embarrassed about my writing. So yeah, this is why I don't really talk about my writing. I get so nervous about them because I feel like I think how I feel about my writing is very like I don't know. I think I'm scared to be judged by my friends, which I really shouldn't. Like, we should be in the era of not worrying about what other people think about you. But I am. I don't want people to like hate read, you know, if it ever does get published, if it ever does work out, you know. I want people to enjoy what I put out there. That's why I'm doing this. And I don't know if people like I don't know. But I think I'm more like okay. I need to think about this. So, with this podcast, it's mostly an outlet for me. Whereas my writing, I try to think of it as something more for myself. Like I don't let everybody read it. I don't want everybody to read it. With my writing, I think I'm more like I keep it more to myself than my other stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. I just lost track. This is why I don't really talk about my writing. I lose track and I get nervous that it doesn't make sense. But it's okay. One day it will, when I keep working on it. You know, that's what I want to do this year. I want to work on it. I want to write something and be like, yeah, I could share this with my friends, with my boyfriend. Like, I don't even share stuff with him because I'm like, I don't think you'll like it. Actually, I did share it with him, the Eyes Could Talk one, because that's okay. Let me talk about this one more. So the Eyes Could Talk came to me after I watched Bridgerton, because, you know, eye contact in shows like that, it gets to me, girl. I really love eye contact. I think it's so, like, I don't know how to talk about it. I love eye contact, like the yearning, like you can feel the emotions in the eyes. Like, sorry, I'm going places. But, like, with Anthony and Kate in that show, oh my god. And then, like, you know that, there's, like, this edit that went around of, like, the eyes, Chico. They talk or something. I don't know where that's from. But I remember it being something that I used to see on my page. And it'll be, like, different, like, rom-com people. But I got inspiration for that title from watching Bridgerton. And I was like, you know what? What if I made, like, a cute series? Like, it's not just a romance. It's supposed to be, like, a heartfelt one. Or, like, a wholesome one that might get the emotions going. But I wanted, like, so the four characters that I mentioned, and the girl, they're supposed to get really close and, like, become really good friends. But it might also be a love triangle or a love square, because the coffee guy is the person that she immediately gets with, because it's, like, I think, convenience. And then she is the muse for the artist guy. And then the band guy is the person she likes. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't remember. But I think it was supposed to be also like other people come in and their stories are told, and like it's supposed to be like a stories thing. Like you hear people's different stories. Like I love on Instagram right now with all the like people giving out note cards with sayings on them to random strangers, or like people going up to others and saying, "Are you happy right now?" and them talking about it, or like they ask, "When did you fall in love?" or "How did you guys meet?" Like all those type of street interviews, I love them. And I wanted to make like a kind of series with that where like Marina meets all these people. Like I think it'll probably be animated, not live action. But it'll be like animated, and I don't know, she'll just meet all these different people and they'll learn a bunch of different stories, and I don't know. See, I get lost. Like I can't believe like this is my first time ever talking about my writing, and I'm like not in like I guess I am kind of sounding embarrassed, but like I get shy. I think I'm just shy about talking about all that type of stuff, because you're not supposed to be shy when you talk about like your passion or something that you love, like your hobby. You're supposed to be really excited about it. But I'm nervous. I don't know. I I want to do something cool. I want to put something out there that's cool. And maybe here I am with this, but we won't know. Here's the plant. It's very pretty. There's ladybugs in there. See, there's a ladybug over there. Yeah. Okay. I hope this episode was okay, you know? I feel like a lot of what I talked about, I was like, oh no. Like, I kept covering my face and stuff. But I don't know. I'm learning still how to talk. And like my writing is very important to me. So I think I just get nervous about what other people will think. So we'll see how everything goes. I think I'm going to continue with that. Of course, if eyes could talk. And maybe I'll do something with that Google form of questions. I think that's really cool. Maybe that will be part of If Eyes Could Talk. Like the questions that you asked on the street. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, cool. So that reaction that you just saw right there, that's how I feel when I'm talking about it to myself, or like when I'm writing it down to myself, and I'm like, oh my god, this idea is really good, yippee! And then I try to go back to it, and I talk it to other people, and I get all like, you know. So maybe that'll change. I'm gonna end this episode here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for riding the wave with me. Hopefully next week's episode will be really good. I believe it's right before I go to MegaCon. So not next week's episode, but the week after its episode, it's gonna be all about MegaCon. Bro, I'm so excited for MegaCon. Bro, it's next weekend. Okay. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.